In almost every previous session where the bill was introduced, it was denied a committee hearing so that it could not move forward to become law. And yet, during these past 22 years, the ACLU of Michigan, as Senator Moss mentioned, has received more than several hundred complaints of discrimination against the LGBTQ community in almost every facet of life, including discrimination in employment, housing, education, access to health care, and other public accommodations. One such person was Aimee Stephens, a transgender woman who was fired from her job at the Harris Funeral Home when she shared this fact with her employer. We took Aimee's case all the way up to the United States Supreme Court, which held in Bostock versus Clayton County that employment discrimination based on gay or transgender status is discrimination in violation of federal civil rights laws prohibiting sex discrimination. Unfortunately, Aimee didn't live to read this legal opinion, but her case left a legacy for the LGBTQ civil rights community.
Aimee was my spouse, my soulmate, and my best friend. Aimee worked in the funeral industry as an embalmer. While this may not seem like a typical profession that most people aspire to, for her, it gave her great satisfaction, and it was her passion. She believed that it was her mission to help families grieving their loss by presenting their loved ones the way they wish to be remembered. Aimee was very successful at her job, receiving excellent evaluations from her employer and compliments from various families. While successful at work, Aimee endured a difficult struggle to be her authentic female self, both in her personal and professional life. When she was finally able to come out to her employer as a transgender woman, she was abruptly fired by the funeral home after more than 8 years of outstanding service. The impact of that termination was devastating to both Aimee's self-esteem and her family's finances. Aimee's pride in her work and her abilities were severely undermined. Due to the loss of income, our ability to meet our monthly bills became challenged. I ended up having to take a second job, working on the weekends, and we sold off items of personal property to make ends meet. Aimee's physical health took a turn for the worse. Already suffering from kidney failure, she was no longer physically able to work. I truly believe that Aimee's physical decline was related to the loss of her job, which was not due to her job performance, but because she was transgender. The cost and the harms of discrimination are both real and felt by people like Aimee. Aimee stood up for herself and challenged her termination, resulting in a decision from the United States Supreme Court, saying that LGBT people are protected against employment discrimination. This decision was cited by the Michigan Supreme Court last year, finding that our state civil rights laws protect LGBT people. Sadly, Aimee did not live to see these important decisions, for she died on May the 12th in 2020. I miss her every day, but I'm comforted by the fact that her legacy lives on. She would want to see our civil rights laws include specific protections for the LGBT people to make sure that nobody has to experience discrimination like she did. Thank you.